power-ups. These fantastic floating objects shine deep amidst the dark trenches of the Horde and serve as a beacon of hope and happiness. Okay, maybe it's not that serious. But power-ups, much like the perk machines and wonder-filled weapons, are unique to the Call of Duty Zombies game mode. They are often a sight for sore eyes and can fill us with joy in an otherwise desolate aether. Today, I will be going through and ranking every power-up from the Treyarch zombie games. I'll even delve into the power-ups found within mods and custom maps from the incredible Zombies community. But of course, if I missed any, let me know down in the comments. I won't be covering the red or anti power-ups because, well, they're all bad, so I'll save those for a different video. And for all those Dead Ops Arcade fans, all 20 of you, I won't be covering the power-ups found within those series of games because, well, they're very different in function and most of them are just weapons anyways. Please keep in mind that this ranking is based on my personal experience. Your list might look vastly different and probably very wrong, but nonetheless, these are my opinions, which means they are based and power-pilled. I won't be explaining every power-up unless they are custom or modded. I'll make sure to provide on-screen descriptions for each power-up regardless. And before we begin, type in the comments which power-up you think will be my number one. I'll give you a hint. It doesn't have a timer. So grab your popcorn and milk, because the show starts now. Number 30, Tramfuse, Seed Pod, Code Cylinder. I wasn't sure I should even rank these, to be honest. They drop and look like a power-up, so I thought I should include them. But they essentially work better if you think about them as an item more so than a power-up, since they're each used as a way to acquire better power-ups and weapons, or for the Easter egg. I put them all together in their own mini ranking since they don't do all that much. In order from worst to best would be the Code Cylinder, Seed Pod, and Tramfuse. Why? The Code Cylinder takes too long to be useful. Seed Pod is on a worse map, and Tramfuse is on Horizon Track. That's pretty much my rationale. But like I said, they all pretty much do the same thing, and the only benefit they have is helping you get much more useful and better power-ups. They're only this low because they almost don't feel like power-ups. Now, if we're talking farming simulator, Seed Pod clears. Number 29, Carpenter. This one might be a little controversial for some, but I think most of us can agree that Carpenter is one of the worst power-ups to exist. Well, okay, maybe calling it the worst is a bit extreme and mean. Poor Carpenter. It does have some redeeming qualities, especially in the later installments where it fixes your shield, but its primary function of fixing barriers is almost useless. In fact, it can sometimes be more annoying than helpful. Sure, in moments of struggle, it can give you that much needed breathing room to quickly grab a perk or a new weapon. But let's be honest, you could say the same about almost any power-up. When going for high round attempts, Carpenter is a master at slowing down your game, and in those rounds, points don't matter much anyway. Those 200 plus points are monopoly money, and if it don't make zombie dollars, it don't make zombie cents. Speaking of, number 28. Zombie cash, bonus points, blood money. Okay, a quick question. How much money do you have to have before you stop picking up a dollar off the street when you see one? For me, it takes about 25 rounds. Grabbing zombie cash after that is just a waste of time. It's great for early rounds, but starts to be less effective as you collect more and more points. If your goal is to amass as many points as possible, then this is definitely something you want to pick up when you see it. Just don't get distracted by it and down when you don't even need points. I know it's shiny, no, so collectible, but focus, cause
there's a zombie on your line.
Like I mentioned before, I'm about my money, and what's better than undead cheddar, living mozzarella? And if this video gets 5 likes, I'll tattoo this power-up onto my left ass cheek in Minecraft. Number 27, Death Machine. Every time I grab this power-up, I find myself switching off of it almost immediately. Don't get me wrong, it has its merits, especially during mid to high rounds, but I've just never been a big fan. In fact, on Black Ops 1, it feels more like a death sentence than a death machine. But hey, let's not write it off completely just because it's low in the rankings. Like other power-ups, it can still be a lifesaver in those crucial moments. When you're in desperate need of that extra firepower to survive a round, the death machine can come to your rescue. I have to admit, it's a reliable option when you're running low on ammo. However, there are other power-ups out there that outshine it in terms of performance and sheer excitement, such as number 26, Wonderwaff Death Machine. Similar to the normal Death Machine, but you get a Wonderwaff instead of a minigun. A wonder weapon that brings a whole new level of mayhem. Personally, I love getting a free wonder weapon, even if it is only temporary. Is it more effective at killing zombies? Well, maybe not. But let's be honest. Who can resist the sheer satisfaction of unleashing the power of a wonder weapon? The Wonderwaff may not outshine the regular Death Machine in terms of raw effectiveness, but I find it much more enjoyable to use. You have to put in some extra work to unlock the actual power-up, and it doesn't come with infinite ammo, but hey, it's cooler, right? The next power-up is even better and cooler than both of these combined. Number 25, Akimbo Rangers. This is the first custom power-up on the list. This power-up is from the Modern Warfare Zombies mod for Black Ops 3. It adds a new power-up that upon pickup grants you akimbo rangers with infinite ammo each, similar to the death machine. They are fast and very strong. Just holding them in your hands makes you feel like a total badass. They can be upgraded to a golden variant as well, although I'm not sure if it comes with any stat increases. It just looks prettier, and pretty weapons are better than a pretty woman. Base? Yeah, he's base. Wow, so base. Now, I must admit, Modern Warfare games aren't my personal favorite, but as someone who spent countless hours playing Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 back in the day, it's a nostalgic treat to have a unique power-up like the Akimbo Rangers in Black Ops. It's fun to use, and that matters more to me than whatever other stat you could come up with. Number 24. Widow's Wine. The Widow's Wine perk grants you the ability to replenish your Widow's grenades via a power-up pickup. Some might argue that it's not your typical power-up, but if it floats like a power-up, shines like a power-up, then it must be a power-up. It's worth mentioning that this power-up is a bit limited in its functionality. It solely focuses on recharging your Widow's Wine grenades and doesn't offer any additional perks or bonuses. So while it may be a one-trick pony, that trick is a pretty impressive one. Number 23. Free weapon, random weapon. Free random weapon. The free weapon power-up is like a mystery box spin without the mystery nor the box, but it does spin a little, and it's free. It can be a tad annoying when the weapon you receive turns out to be worse than what you already have. And to make matters worse, sometimes it automatically replaces your strong and beautiful weapons with weaker and uglier ones. No! I think I just lost my gun. I'm going to include drops like the staff and Ragnarok pieces within this because, while not random, they all give you a weapon or equipment, you just have to craft it. Which is actually kind of worse than just getting the weapon right away, but makes up for it due to usually being some sort of wonder weapon. Number 22. Timers Frozen. Did any of y'all play Cranked on Cold War Zombies before? No? Well, I did. Just for this video. It's actually a really fun game mode. This is a power-up within that game mode. The Timers Frozen power-up stops the timer for a few seconds temporarily so you can sneak in that reload and keep yourself from blowing up. Doesn't do anything else really. It has a very specific use case. It's not all that helpful until you get to the higher rounds when the crank timer is a lot shorter. I actually didn't even know about this power-up until one of you guys mentioned it in the comments of my previous video. So I ended up putting this power-up onto the list after I've already ranked all the other power-ups. But I think it's in a good spot nonetheless. Number 21. Fire Sale. Where would I be without the fire sale? Probably at the bottom of a ditch with the rest of the wall weapons. Fire Sale is one of the first very good power-ups on the list. Gambling small with huge rewards? Sign me up now. It makes spinning through the box so easy it feels like robbery, because it sorta is. $10 for a weapon of this caliber? I love America. It could be higher, but it stops being useful once you're in the later rounds and already have that perfect setup. Not to mention you'd probably have a crazy amount of points as well. This power-up loves being a distraction on higher rounds. Who could resist the low risk and high rewards accompanied by those beautiful copyrighted tunes? That being said, it does bring the mystery box to all locations while it is active, which is honestly the most useful part about it. When you're training mid-round and don't want to leave to a different part of the map for a new gun, Fire Sale has your back. Getting a Fire Sale in the early rounds is amazing though, which, by the way, is pretty rare, considering you have to move the box first before the Fire Sale can even spawn, at least in BO1 through BO3. Number 20. Bonfire Sale. The much prettier and popular older sister of the Fire Sale. She's a much harder catch, but also much hotter. While only being on a throuple of official maps, the Bonfire Sale is one of the best sale-like power-ups out there. And there's only 2, so that's not saying much. But being able to buy 5 Pack-a-Punches for the price of 1 is a great deal that would put any department store to shame. Now, if only I had more hands to hold more guns. I love America. This is the best power-up for broke boys looking to pap-mog all their enemies. Did I just really say that? Number 19. Double points. This has to be one of the power-ups that I get the most excited to see, until I realize that it's around 30 and the points in my pocket are higher than the national debt. I love America. Double points is just so classic. He's like a little bro, but he isn't annoying. He kinda just chills and might smoke weed every now and then, but he always offers even though he's running low despite the plug not being near. And if you didn't get that joke, I'm proud of you. Stay off drugs. Do double points instead. In all seriousness, double point is the great point power-up. Nothing else even comes close to its ability to make you rich. But once you're rich, is it even worth it to keep farming? Do the rich really get richer? Richer until the realization creeps in that more money can't even retain the same level of happiness I once had. That my hunger for life increases as the days dwindle and I'm starving for the vigor that I took for granted in my youth. Like I said, do double points instead. Number 18. Ammo mod, alternative ammo type changer. Ah yes, the power-up I dedicated an entire 10-minute video to, which you should definitely check out by the way. I had no idea about this power-up until I started doing research for this video. It's one of the more hidden power-ups within the series. Heck, It's not even mentioned on any of the Wikipedias. I go more in depth with this power-up in that video if you want to learn more about it. The ammo mod power-up adds another element of randomness, which I always appreciate and can be useful in certain situations. Though, if you have a particular setup going already, it can be pretty annoying to have it change the ammo type to something else. The good thing is that it's not very easy to acquire anyway, and in Cold War the change isn't even permanent, which could be a pro or a con depending on how you look at it. Overall, this power-up is not too terrible, just not very useful either. I like the model for it though. It's a bullet within a shape, a hexagon even, which is my favorite shape. Do people have favorite shapes? Imagine liking triangles, you freaking square. Number 17, Zombie Flesh. I feel like this power-up might be unknown to most people who didn't play Black Ops 2 Zombies, and more specifically, the Grief game mode, which I feel like many haven't played as well. I debated even including this, but alas, here we are. You can sling your meat to your friends, and then you can turn on the console to play zombies. You might be asking why this is so high, and well, it's because I think the idea is real neato. Distracting zombies with man meat is fun. Okay, these jokes are too easy. I'll stop. The only time this power-up sucks is when you get hit with it by another player. But it's all for the fun of the game, so just take it, bro. If only it was still available in solo, as it would be useful as a way to distract zombies similar to a monkey bomb. I just wish this power-up was executed better and on future games along with the game mode. Maybe one day we'll see a return, but I highly doubt it. I miss throwing rotting flesh at my friends. Number 16, Max Armor. You can only find this as a power-up in Vanguard, which makes it one of the rarest drops on the list. Not because it has a low chance of spawning, but because the game has a low chance of having any players. It's a unique power-up, providing that much needed refill to keep you going. And who doesn't appreciate free refills? Small businesses? Number 15, Time Warp. If you had the power to stop time, what would you do? I would definitely use it to kill more zombies and nothing else. This is one of the more unique custom power-ups on the list. It lets you stop time for a while and slows the game down to a crawl, which is super neat, especially when you really need that extra time, and we all know time is money. It's not any higher because while being very fun to use, I'd rather avoid it on higher rounds to prevent waves from becoming any slower. I like it more as a way to maneuver around zombies when exploring the map or doing an Easter egg. All in all, a decent power-up that adds to that arcadey feel I love so much about zombies. Number 14, Full Power. One of the few things I like about Black Ops 4 are the special weapons. I actually really do enjoy BO4, but the special and mini boss zombies can be extremely annoying to deal with. They're definitely my least favorite part of the game, which is why I like the special weapons because they can be a huge help in clearing them out. Unfortunately, they have a cooldown, but that's where this power-up comes in clutch. Not only is it one of the better looking power-ups, but it just always seems to come at the perfect time, just like my chicken nugget dinner. If full power ever drops and I have a full charge, I'll usually just pop my special weapon and use it as much as possible before the power-up disappears. That way it always remains useful in some capacity. I prefer to use the Viper and Dragon, and getting that replenish is so sugoi. Why did I say that? Why? Please don't leave. Number 13, Insta-kill. I love being able to one-tap zombies. It's simple and satisfying to use, unlike the nuke, which wipes out entire hordes but ends the point grinding fun. Insta-kill lets you farm more of those points in those early rounds, though it does require more work to use. Insta-kill truly shines in the mid to high rounds. It's also very useful in helping you fill up those soul boxes for challenges and other Easter egg related things. If it wasn't for the other custom power-ups on this list, it would be much higher. I kinda wish I just had an insta-kill in real life. Number 12, Nuke. The nuke power-up can be both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, it can disrupt your meticulously planned point building strategies, snatching away those precious points you were just about to collect. This can be pretty annoying, especially in the early rounds when points matter the most. However, as you progress to the higher rounds, the impact of a nuke on points becomes less significant. In fact, in those dreaded higher rounds where each wave seems to drag on forever, a nuke becomes a true lifesaver. It swoops in like a guardian angel, wiping out the remaining zombies and providing a much needed relief from the relentless onslaught. It's like a fast forward button for those never ending rounds. So, while the nuke can be an annoyance in the early game, its usefulness becomes more pronounced as you reach those grueling high rounds. Number 11, Zombie Blood. Out of all the official power-ups that give you more breathing room, Zombie Blood has to be the best at doing so, because, well, it turns you into a zombie. And when you don't need to breathe, then that room is useless. The zombies consider you one of their brothers, so they ignore you, which is so wholesome, up until you betray them like you did with the rest of the family. Zombie Blood doesn't hinder you in any way, unless you get stuck in a group of zombies as they run away, which has definitely happened to me before. You can still grind out points and have plenty of time to grab something you might need. I get excited to see it every time and always try to pick it up when it drops. Extremely useful for Easter eggs and even required for some. Not many negative things I can think of for this one. The visual effects can be annoying sometimes, especially the FOV going a little wacky, but it's not that bad. Just squint your eyes a little and imagine you're playing a baby game, like Minecraft, on the Quick Pro FOV. Number 10. Quickfoot Speed Boost. Movement in Zombies has never really been that interesting. We can run, jump, and either dolphin dive or slide, and sometimes wall ride. But with the Quickfoot power up, you can leave zombies in the dust, which doesn't add anything new to the movement, but it makes all your options infinitely more useful by increasing your speed. Training is paramount in Call of Duty Zombies, and this power up improves your ability to do so. Just don't go too fast or you'll disappear. I had that happen once and ended up in Roblox. Not much else to say about this power up. It makes your foot quicker. Pretty self-explanatory. Always useful no matter the round. Though, if you need it on round 1, I have some news for you. And that news is that it's okay if you do need it, because we all progress at our own pace, and if it makes the game more fun and enjoyable for you, then that's all that matters in the end. Don't let anyone tell you how you should or shouldn't play the game you bought and spend money on. Unless you're hacking and ruining people's experiences, don't do that, that's lame. There are limits to your fun, you little rascals. Number 9. Rainbow Star. The Rainbow Star is a really cool and interesting custom power-up with a unique design, mostly because Nintendo came up with it. I didn't want to rank this one this high due to other external reasons, but I feel like it wouldn't be honest of me if I placed it any lower. It's good, but there's a reason you won't see any gameplay of it in this video. Basically, this power-up essentially grants you a power star, like from Mario. It plays Mario music, and whenever you run into zombies, it shoots them into the air as they leave an annoying trail of beautiful colors that cover up your screen. If you want to see what this power-up does, I uploaded a video a while ago that showcases a mod that this power-up is a part of. It could be considered overpowered, and the reason it's not any higher on the list is because the colors are annoying. That's mostly it. But also because the next power-up on the list does the same thing, but a bit better. Number 8. Thundershock. This power-up is similar to the Rainbow Star power-up I mentioned before, but better. Lightning shoots out from you like a Tesla rod and you annihilate every zombie around to the stratosphere. It makes you feel like a badass. You can still take damage, but that's what makes it even more exciting. It's like drunk driving. That was a joke, I condemn drunk driving. Have you ever made a god jealous? Zeus is looking down at you from heaven right now, crying because he can't be as cool as you. Number 7. Invulnerability. Being invulnerable is amazing. Unlike Zombie Blood, the zombies don't ignore you, but your screen doesn't get annoying. You just have infinite health. You'd think that invincibility would be way higher on my list, but you'd be wrong. While being invincible is great, who the heck are you to defy God? Nah, but seriously, if you're going to die, you probably deserve to die anyways. Nah, bro, that came off so bad. I'm saying, like, if you're failing that hard, you might as well give up. Oh my, you know what? Let me start over. If you have a weak setup and you're getting cornered by a horde of zombies, this power-up will just prolong the inevitable. You're trapped, just waiting until the power-up wears off because your weapons are too weak to handle the horde. But I feel like this rarely happens, so it's actually mostly good otherwise. My only true gripe with this power-up is how it can make the game a little too easy once you obtain it. But that's your choice since you don't have to pick it up. I often avoid it during certain challenges because it just makes it not as fun. But you bet I'm grabbing it if I'm low on ammo or need a little perk me up. Number 6. Terminator, Infinite Ammo. Terminator, or Infinite Ammo, does what it says in the name. It makes you emote on all the zombies. Wait, no, it doesn't do that. It actually makes it so that you have infinite ammo. Huh, who would have thought? This can obviously be very overpowered as well, depending on the weapons you're using, but it's fun, so who cares? Spamming a wonder weapon like a ray gun or thunder gun without worrying about ammo consumption is incredibly satisfying. Some of the most fun I've had in this game is grabbing this power up and going full Terminator mode. And having fun is ultimately the goal of zombies, right? Well, usually. It's gonna be hard to beat this power up, unless you're the next 5 power ups on the list. And here are the top 5 power-ups that can be found within various Zombies games. Official and custom power-ups alike, these are the power-ups that I consider the best, most useful, and undeniably fun to use. Number 5. Free Pack-a-Punch Gun Upgrade. It's a beautiful sunny day. You're sitting on your front porch rocking back and forth on your custom-made DX Racer rocking chair. Your adopted children are playing in the yard. The dogs are eating garbage. You have a warm cup of milk on your left hand and an M1911 pistol holstered to the right side of your hip. Life is good. When all of a sudden, a beautiful, boyfriend-free Pack-a-Punch power-up walks by. But right then and there, your aforementioned adopted children fall into the ditch you forgot to fill the night before. You can't miss this Pack-a-Punch opportunity, but your children need you. Remember, they're adopted. What do? Wait, what was that? I'm sorry, I can't hear you over the sound of my Mustang and Sally. Okay guys, let me be serious for once. Who doesn't appreciate a free pack-a-punch? The only time I can think of this being annoying is if the gun you're using is still effective and pack-a-punching would mean losing the remaining ammo you have on it. Besides that, this power-up has no other downsides. Unless you're the kind of person that thinks that something being inexpensive equates to being cheaply made, which is usually true to be honest. But I can assure you that this pack-a-punch power-up does the same as the designer brand. Source? I mean, look at the video. I'd find it surprising if pack-a-punching can fail and give you a prototype or even worse version of a gun. Actually, that's a pretty cool idea. Someone get on that so I could farm challenge videos from it. Number 4. Perk upgrade. Reaper's Collection mod allows you to access many perks from other games as well as many custom perks. And if you want to see more of that, I have another video where I ranked and covered a good chunk of them, as well as many more videos where I play with them enabled. But alongside those additions, you are also able to upgrade all the official and custom perks by double buying them, signified by this yellow border around the perk icon. This power-up allows you to skip the middleman and acquire the perk upgrade straight from the almighty Reaper himself. You, of course, can only use this power-up to upgrade the current perks you have consumed. If you have no perks, well, you just wasted this drop. I'll often use this drop as the only method to upgrade my perks. This makes it much more valuable and exciting to see. The free perk upgrade only stops being useful once you acquire all the perks, which can take a while considering how many there are within this mod. Number 3. Empty perk bottle, free perk slot. What's even better than having an upgraded perk? Having more slots for them. I know that many mods and custom maps have unlimited perk slots, but that can get boring pretty quick to be honest. At some point, having too many perks just makes you way too overpowered and so unstoppable that there's really no point anymore. Suffering from success for real. While being a god can still be fun every now and then, I sometimes like to imitate the common folk. It keeps me humble and grounded, you know? It's tough using only 4 perks when there's so many fun custom ones to use. This power-up can make your runs more fun, easier, or actually even harder. I like starting with 1 perk slot and trying to see how many I can unlock and equip before I go down. Definitely changes the way you play the game. It makes the perks more important than before and makes you think a little harder on your setup throughout your playthrough. It is an official power-up, but it's much more uncommon within the vanilla game. Though it's very useful on Origins since it's a requirement for completion of the Rainbow Challenge, which I know we all love to do. You just have to go so out of your way to make this power-up spawn. You'll find that it drops pretty frequently when using mods, so that's where most of my experience with this power-up comes from. Number 2. Random perk bottle, Viking. It's a free perk, enough said. One of the coolest parts of COD Zombies given to you absolutely free. And if you grab this when all your perk slots are full, this will give you another slot as well. Whining and dining me, I see. As good as it is, it does have a teeny tiny downside. If you have a perk limit and haven't gotten the perks you want to get, you might end up with a slot taken by a perk you really didn't want, which is pretty annoying. I don't know how many times I've gotten deadshot from this when I really just wanted anything else. Seriously, anything else. Nonetheless, it's always better to have a perk than to not have one. Also, I didn't know this, but there's actually a Viking power-up in Black Ops 4 that does the same thing. So, if I was ranking power-ups by how cool their models are, then this one would most definitely be number 1. But we're not ranking entirely by looks, so number 1 is actually... And now, for the number 1 most useful and best power-up you can get in all of Zombies. Max Ammo. Zombie players rejoice. I can't think of anything more rewarding that can drop from a zombie than this shiny, beautiful M60 ammunition box. Watch your friends' faces light up with joy as you collect this power-up. You have just clutched it for all the boys. Just make sure to reload if you're BO3 or below. Ammo is always important. I mean, the only time it isn't is when you're already full on it. But if that ever happens, I'll usually shoot a couple of rounds off just to make sure the max ammo doesn't feel useless. Though, there's hundreds of zombies at all times. You will lose ammo and constantly find yourself to be low on it. It's one of the few power-ups that remains useful all game no matter what. Everyone's had that moment in Zombies when you're high round and the ammo is running low. Then, a max ammo drops and saves you from potential keyboard smashes or controller smashes if you're 12. I tell you, it's almost as good as witnessing the birth of your child, or even better than crack, or so I've heard. But yeah, max ammo is my most favorite power-up. Always makes me happy to see, and I'm often hoping for it to drop. Thank you, Max Ammo, for always being so damn clutch. And so power-ups, much like the perk machines and wonderful weapons, elevate the Call of Duty Zombies experience to an unforgettable arcade adventure. From Carpenter to max ammo, these fantastic, floating, glowing delights will always hold a special place in my heart. As we venture into the far reaches of the future, a distant echo will resound through time, the rhythmic symphony of hammers pounding onto wooden planks, the playful tunes of a burning shop jingle, and the subtle vibrations of the aether permeating the very air we breathe will bring us back to a much more simpler time, when one glimmering object on the edge of our vision was all we needed to feel immense joy. And I hope to see you all there. Wanna fight about my list? Do so in the comments, but be raw and real. No BS. Let the emotions flow. Feel alive. Cause that's what it's all about, baby. Anyways, this video was a hefty one. I don't normally ask for this, but I would greatly appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. Regardless, I appreciate your time nonetheless. This video took hours of work and an 18+ page script written and recorded by myself. So any support seriously means the world to me. Links to all mods, custom maps, and other videos mentioned will be in the description. I want to give a big thanks to Cruz, Simple, Shamrock, Food Mods, and many other users from my Discord for helping me with this project. I greatly appreciate you all. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.
Bye!
The Widow's Wine perk grants you the ability to replenish your Windows grenades. The Widow's Wine perk grants you the ability to replenish your Windows. It does bring the mystery box to... Zombie blood doesn't hurt... Number 10. Quick food. It is an official power-up, but it's much more uncommon within the villain again.